So Open Mic has a very interesting journey. We started off as a student community, as I mentioned. And I was in my senior year, we were already running an unofficial public speaking forum where we were training, juniors in public speaking, critical thinking, argumentation, different formats of debating. In my final year, there was an entrepreneurial club which I was a founding member of, and the idea was sort of that, hey, we are founding members and we are not entrepreneurs ourselves. So can we start something to go about it? At that time, the vice chancellor of our university, he was really, open towards ideas, and he sort of thought that we could inculcate the culture of entrepreneurship at the campus by making campus companies. So campus companies का idea ये था that students sort of build a solution for a problem in the campus, and the campus will provide them facilities and resources, and they can basically sort of operate on a revenue generation model. Because you see, it's a public sector university, it's a huge campus, there are a lot of students who can be your customers, and you are sitting right there in the market. So at that time, the only thing that I could think of was, hey, we do not have a proper culture. This is something that we can turn into a training business model, and we sort of pitched that. At that time, the VC was, like really surprised that we are sort of pitching a service-based business. And he sort of mentioned to us the concept of learning beyond the classroom. Now, this is something that we were not aware of before. So we sort of incorporated that, we looked it up, and it aligned with the goals and values that we wanted to promote with Open Mic. So that's how we started. In the first year, we were able to generate a revenue of 1 million rupees, and we did a lot of activities, and we had no plan basically, so we were super reckless. A group of students would come to us and they'd say that, hey, we want to do a poetry slam, and we do that. And when I'm saying this revenue, it's like our activities were literally 100 rupees per participant, 200 rupees per participant. The maximum we were going like 500 rupees. And un paise mein we logistics ही cover हो रही होती थी, food, decorations, transport, and all those things. So we did this for like a year. And when, you know, all of this is happening, we started getting what you could say calls from other campuses, colleges, and schools that a team should come and train their students. So we thought of this program where, we'd go and build teams of students where, all these campuses that do not have let's say funding or infrastructure or trained what you could say students or staff to do these sort of activities, we'll train them to do that. So again, we worked in our first year with Beacon House, Fazaya, SendPads. So that was like a true validation. Even at that time, we were not, a conventional startup in that way. So when the year ended, we made like this report. We mentioned that how the official campus club was unable to do anything because inadequate funding, administrative apathy, all of those things. But Open Mic did it, and Open Mic had two goals. The first goal was, to revive the campus club, and the second was to, after reviving that, do something of our own. So we made this report, we went to the VC, and I don't know if that actually happened, but 5 to 10 people of our team really think that he had like a sense of pride and a little bit of tears in his eyes seeing the report, because our impact numbers were strong. We had quantified everything. At that time, the revenue we generated, we had dedicated a chunk of that revenue to give scholarships to students from our campus to become a part of activities, programs, and conferences that they are unable to participate. So that way, our numbers were really strong. Then we had a lot of students that we had supported before in the form of scholarships, and they came to us and they told us that they want to give us back the money so that we can support another students. So all of this happening in 1 year was a lot to take, and I'm glad that the campus was open to this kind of idea at that time. And unfortunately, we had to leave after 2 years, because the administrative administration changed, and obviously they were thinking why technically a private company is operating at the campus. So we had to move out, and I think that's when the real journey of open mic started. We got incubated at the Nest.io, and that's how sort of we matured as a company, as a business model, as just entrepreneurs dealing with clients and actually being in the real world, getting out of our market and gaining more exposure.